like the title of this show, considering no one really is in this show.
Ooh, that's a hot mug, guy.
Hey guys, this is my review for the first season of Invincible. I've had an odd relationship with Robert Kirkman over the while. I know that he's a good writer, but I've also heard he's a bit of an ass. This is apparently a comic book series that he started back in 2003, if I'm correct. I've got to give credit where credit's due. If it's anything like this, which apparently it for the most part is, it has been updated a little bit, it's pretty darn good. The story follows Mark, who is the son of Omni-Man, a all-present kind of like a Superman kind of character in this alternative superhero universe. On his 18th birthday, discovers that he has superpowers. And then, well, something pretty significant happens at the end of the first episode. I'm going to try and be as non-spoiler as possible, even though the show has been out. At least to say a pretty pivotal event happens to the world while Mark is still trying to kind of get a grasp of what's going on with himself. I really liked it. I loved the maturity of it, I liked the humor of it, and I definitely liked how this doesn't hold punches in terms of the gravity of violence to people. Now, the DC animated movies have tried to be R in the last little while. This is a proper R. This is a proper means of showing the visceral brutality and most likely the realistic outcome of most of these battles between these superhumans and the civilian casualties that would happen in the event of stuff like this. If you thought that the Man of Steel battle was bad, buddy, you got nothing in common with this show. The thing that I actually liked about it the most, though, was its continual look at Mark and the idea of a superhero and just kind of bringing a more realistic view to his situation. Like, we've had Peter Parker, another one I would almost say is Batman Beyond with Terry McGinnis, but this one really kind of shows the toll that it would have on a single person. Do all the things make sense in the end? Not entirely. I do like the relationship with him and his girlfriend for a little bit of time, but then as their relationship develops and there's kind of a strife between it, the reason for it doesn't make entirely as much sense as I thought it would. It ends on a really good build up for a second season. I really enjoyed it. It has a full potential to be something really, really significant. And then there's a lot of moments in the beginning of the season, there's a lot of moments at the end of the season that just made my jaw drop. I was confounded. I was completely amazed at the brutality and the things that they did in these two episodes. Admittedly, the things in the middle aren't as solid. There's a lot of kind of one-off stories, one-off things here and there. Like the writing for certain things is pretty good. I actually like the twins. I like the Robot Man character's story. I liked what was happening in the sides with the CIA agency, kind of, as well as his mom, Mark's mom, kind of becoming more suspicious of Omni-Man and what he's got going on. But a lot of the, I guess you would call the plots or the conflicts of the middle episodes remind me a lot of Superman All-Star. That story, if you've never read it or seen the animated movie, it's based on the Grant Morrison novel. It's essentially Superman doing all these deeds before he dies. So it's like the 12 deeds of Superman or the 12 deeds of Hercules. Essentially how that story is structured is very similar to that of how Invincible is. These little mini stories in a long story, but it certainly makes you wait to find out why stuff that happened at the beginning of the season happened at all. Some people might like that, some people might not, because they do leave you on a carrot for a long fucking time. I will admit that the carrot is held for far longer, I feel, than maybe necessary, and that's why the stuff in the middle, while at first I enjoyed it and thinking about it, I did binge a bit of it. I binged the first half, and then I was waiting for the weekly releases, and I'm like, okay, if I had been waiting this whole time, I would have admittedly been a bit That's why Invincible, to me, is not great. It's pretty darn good, considering its animation style, its maturity, what's the subject matter it's tackling, and then also just kind of introducing us to a completely new world. It did it well enough that I've already ordered the comic. I've already ordered the omnibus of the first volume. Whenever something can draw me in enough to want to read more about it, I'm always appreciative of that. Wolf Among Us by Telltale Games got me into the Fable series. So same thing for Invincible here. I like it. I am very interested to see what happens with the second season. I do hope that Maybe if anything, the animation gets timed up a little bit, because like with DC Animated Universe films, you have to cut corners, you have to make sacrifices. Some things work, some things don't. So maybe they might get a little bit more because of the success of this season. I wish that they would, I hope that they will focus more on the main narrative rather than these one-off stories, because while these things were interesting, there was a lot of times where nothing was important or relevant to anything that was actually happening. Still, all in all, a very solid opening season. I went from not caring about this at all to being very excited for the next season, so I would say that's a mission accomplished. In the end, I'm going to give Invincible Season 1 a 5 out of 7. I would definitely recommend you watch it. It was fun. It could have been better, but overall, it's still pretty darn good. Like I said, the first and the last episode are really goddamn good. I know a lot of people are kind of making comparisons to The Boys. I would almost say something similar, especially with the progression of the season. Definitely on that similar level. Anyways, guys, that's all from me. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, leave a like, and if you're interested in more, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching the video. My name is Nitz, and you might remember me from the animated cult classic TV show Undergrads. It's been a while, but I'm happy to say the Clique is finally getting back together in an all-new movie, thanks to a successful Kickstarter campaign. But we are still asking for your support. To see any and all updates about the upcoming Undergrads movie, be sure to check out and like the Bring Back Undergrads Facebook page. And with any luck, we'll see you guys soon.